So guys, today I want to share something with you that I've had passed around to me, that I got passed from Brewer Goat Killer. I think I just said that wrong. Brewer Goat Killer. Anyway, I'll put a link to his channel. You guys go check him out. Awesome channel, by far. But anyway, William Collins is a knife maker, and he has decided to pass one of his knives around for different channels to basically test out. And when I'm done with this knife, I'm going to pass it on to Greer Wolf naturally. He's had a lot of knives in his hands, and he'll definitely tell you what he thinks about it. So, without further ado, I'll show you what we got. This is the package I got in the mail, and inside the package it's all nicely wrapped up. Got a letter. It says, Travis, hope you enjoy this cool knife. I made the leather sheath. It's nothing special, but the PVC sheath worked great too. Be sure to keep plenty of oil on this blade. Have fun. Send it to whomever you see fit next. I told Mr. Collins I was sending it to you, so you may want to let him know you received it. Your friend, Neil. So, let's go ahead and unwrap this baby so you can get an idea of what it looks like. This appears to be the PVC sheath. He just threw something together to kind of hold it, since it's being a passed around item for us to abuse basically, and get our, well, what we think about it basically. Sealed up in there pretty good. So guys, I'll let you get a closer look here. Here's the sheath that Neil made for it. Pretty good for a quickie, you know, for sure. I mean, really nice. Anyway, let's go ahead and open this baby up. Here's what we got. You can see the WC here for William Collins. He stamps his stuff. Looks like a micarta handle, even though it looks like wood. Very cool. Yeah. Looks like you could use this as a skinner. You know, get up in there if you had to. Looks like this is kind of more of like a chopping type blade to me. Almost kind of like a cookery, I guess. But it's definitely, the handle's big enough to fit in your palm of your hand. So we're going to do a little bit of chopping and some cutting with it, just to get an idea of what it's like. There you go. So guys, I figured there wasn't much of anything else out here that was harder than hedge or Osage orange. So I figured I'd do a little bit of chopping on this. I'm not a big fan of chopping. I don't chop much at all, so if I look dumb doing it, that might be why. But this seems more like a chopper to me. I do have like a K-bar pot belly, and that's kind of a chopper blade too. But I love that yellow color you get from hedge. Holy crud, guys. I'm gonna get you a closer look at this notch I just took out of this thing. I mean, this is hedge though, so you really gotta forgive it. You shouldn't be doing this kind of work with it. But it looks like a beaver chew, guys. Let's check it out. Pretty impressive. Check it out. Well, I'll do a little bit of carving here. Find me a stick, and I'll do a little bit of carving with it. I think this is called the prepper. If I do believe so. Do some feathering. Alright guys, I'll pull it out of its sheath to start cutting on something else. And you know, I just got done chopping with this, and I noticed something on the blade's edge. I don't know if I'm going to get this to come in. I don't know if you guys can see that. Right there. Yeah, dirty fingernails. Right there. I rolled the edge. You can maybe see it better now. The edge just rolled over. So there's a little issue. But we'll keep working with it. Can't believe it did that, to be honest with you. Really surprised me. But work on another piece. What you see right here in front of you is a dead cedar. And just going to use this knife to delimb it, per se. That spine of that knife's really sharp. I like that. That's where I think a lot of knives fail. So that's nice that that's sharpened on the spine there. Very nice. Go ahead and clear a spot out here. See how well it does on a ferro road. Wow. Still got black on this ferro rod, so. Very nice. Does beaver off some wood. You know, with that blade being round like that, what that does actually do for you is it almost forces you to do a slicing action, which I've seen people just get on their knife and go straight down for doing feather sticks. But if you really want to get curls, really nice curls, you have to, well, this is a curved blade, so it's kind of hard to show you, but you have to get a slight see how it, well, gotta get some of this bark off so I can show you. It's gonna be hard to do it with this knife to show you, but to get it to kind of curl, if you come in and at it at an angle, which this knife forces you to do, see how it wants to curl over the edge and kind of do spirals like you imagine curly hair? Like that right there. That's what angling your knife will do for you. But this knife naturally makes you do that without even trying. Maybe that's what I should have done, just not tried. But it naturally makes you do the little spirals, and it gives you a tighter curl, which is more what you're looking for when you're trying to do a feather stick. Not that I'm an expert on feather sticks, but that part I think is neat. Now, granted, in my hands, this is probably not the best knife for me because, well, I'm not used to anything other than, you know, your standard bushcrafting knife per se. But I noticed the more I use it, the more I've been able to get used to it. I mean, you can see there, a lot closer to what we're looking for. See how they kind of curl over themselves? They're all wanting to lean to one side. Well, with a straight blade knife, you can get the curls to lean in the other direction also. And it just makes a big bundle there for you. Very nice. I like it. Kind of like a pry bar too. Absolutely. Well, guys, you've seen at least my side of it, and my point of view on it, I guess. The handle is big. It feels like, to me, I don't know if you can see it, the sides are flat here and here. It feels like there needs to be more meat in this area for me. It feels square, too square for me, and I'm more used to well, let's say it's called like a broom handle style hold. So for me, it just doesn't feel like it fills that little void back there. I mean, you can see it hanging onto it. There's a void in there, and it just feels like it's not quite filling for me. Yeah. Maybe there's the swell on the bottom of it's too much for me. But you know, everybody's hands are different, and definitely mine are, I guess, picky-ish. I don't know. But yeah, because this is kind of a chopper. Guess you can kind of get a hold of it back here in the back if you're just trying to do a little bit of chopping. Yep, like I said, I'm not much of a chopper guy, so I don't know. That nick keeps bothering me. Was a hardwood I was chopping, but kind of would have expected that to chip out before I would have expected it to fold, I guess. Thinking about it. But overall, it's a nice knife. I mean, he's definitely took the time to take and sand out, like on the top of this here. Sometimes you'll see some knife makers where the metal will stick up just a little bit, and with him there's not even a catch on your fingernail on the top or the bottom. And it looks like when you look down the scales here, some knife makers, one scale will sit up higher than the other, and his appear to be pretty lined up. And when you look down the edge, it appears to be fairly centered with a knife, which is hard to do. But looks like he's done a pretty good job with that, for sure. Very nice. Well, William, thank you for giving me the opportunity to play with this and test this out. I'm not going to baton with it because I have no doubt in the world that it will baton. I mean, not a doubt at all. The way this knife is styled with this drop point right here. Well, you know how sometimes when you're beating on a knife, it kind of works its way out. Well, the way this knife is designed with this tapered edge right here, as far as the deal, it'll want to force itself into the wood more and hold it up against the handle here as you're batoning through it. So that's pretty neat as far as that is concerned. But yep, that's my 2 cents on this knife. Very nice. Very nice knife. Thank you, William. I'm going to pass this on to Greerwolf, like I said, and let him give his 2 cents on it. I might try to knock that roll off for him with a stone before I give it to him, but yeah. Thanks, guys.